सबसे पहले सब्सक्राइब, लाइक एंड प्रेस आइकन बटन एंड प्लीज डू शेयर।
हेलो, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल बिंदास एजुकेटर। और बच्चों, जैसे कि आपने थंबनेल में देखा, आज हम बात करने वाले हैं बहुत ही सारे इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स के बारे में। जैसे कि आज हम पढ़ेंगे एक्सप्रेशन फॉर प्रेशर और हम पढ़ेंगे डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम। ठीक है, तो आज के लेक्चर में हम क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं? आज के लेक्चर में हम मेनली दो आर्टिकल पढ़ेंगे। पहला हम पढ़ेंगे एक्सप्रेशन फॉर प्रेशर, एक्सप्रेशन फॉर प्रेशर एंड डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम। ओके, डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम। चलिए बच्चों, पहले आर्टिकल से स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहले हम पढ़ने वाले हैं एक्सप्रेशन फॉर प्रेशर। और यहाँ पर हम उन चीजों को रिलेट करेंगे जो हमने पहले पढ़ी हुई है। काइनेटिक थ्योरी के जो लेक्चर सीरीज ये चल रहा है, इसमें पहले जो हमने पढ़ा था उसी से कुछ रिलेट करके आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं। ठीक है, बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है। कैसे, देखिएगा। मान लीजिए हमारे पास एक कंटेनर है। सपोज दिस इज अ कंटेनर। ठीक है, और इस कंटेनर में जो गैस के पार्टिकल्स होंगे, ठीक है, गैस के पार्टिकल्स होंगे, बहुत सारे गैस के पार्टिकल होंगे, बहुत सारे गैस के पार्टिकल हो सकते हैं। ठीक है, बहुत सारे गैस के पार्टिकल होंगे। अब मान लेते हैं हमने इनमें से एक गैस के पार्टिकल को कंसीडर किया, तो मान लेते हैं उसकी कोई वेलोसिटी v थी और वो आकर कंटेनर की वॉल पर स्ट्राइक कर रहा है। ठीक है, कंटेनर की वॉल पर स्ट्राइक कर रहा है और इसी वेलोसिटी v से टकराने के बाद वो वापस भी जाएगा, है ना। तो मान लीजिए यहाँ पर जो कोई एक पार्टिकल था, एक पार्टिकल हमने लिया। ठीक है, वो वेलोसिटी v से आ रहा था और फिर वेलोसिटी v से ही वापस जा रहा था कोलिजन करके। ठीक है, तो एक्चुअल में जो गैस प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करती है, वो प्रेशर एक्चुअल में होता क्या है? देखिए बच्चों, अगर कोई भी कंटेनर हमारे पास गिवन है, जैसा हमने अभी अभी यहाँ पर लिया है, ये वाला जो कंटेनर है, इस वाले कंटेनर में आप देखेंगे यहाँ पर जो है बहुत सारे, है ना। तो यहाँ पर जो है बहुत सारे गैस के पार्टिकल्स है, गैस के पार्टिकल है। अब यहाँ से हमने एक गैस का पार्टिकल लिया, ये वाला, और ये गैस का पार्टिकल देखो वेलोसिटी v से आएगा, टकराएगा और ऐसे निकल जाएगा, है ना। आएगा, टकराएगा, ऐसे निकल जाएगा। तो एक्चुअल में ये गैस के पार्टिकल्स कर क्या रहे? दे आर ट्रांसफरिंग मोमेंटम टू द वॉल। ठीक है, जो ये वॉल है, कंटेनर की वॉल है, इस पर कुछ प्रेशर लगा रहे हैं, कुछ मोमेंटम ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं। किसी वेलोसिटी v से आते हैं, टक्कर मार के बाहर जाना चाहते हैं। लेकिन ये कंटेनर की वॉल कैसी है? कंटेनर की वॉल जो है बहुत ज्यादा रिजिड है, ये उनको बाहर नहीं जाने दे रही। तो एक्चुअल में हो क्या रहा होगा कि गैस के पार्टिकल्स जो है रैंडम मोशन कर रहे हैं, मोशन करते करते बहुत बार वो वॉल से टकराते होंगे। और जब वो वॉल से टकराते हैं, वॉल से टकराकर अपना मोमेंटम उसको ट्रांसफर करते हैं, यानी कि कंटेनर की वॉल पर फोर्स एग्जिस्ट करते हैं। तो उस फोर्स एग्जिट होने की वजह से यहाँ पर प्रेशर क्रिएट होता है, यहाँ पर प्रेशर बनता है। तो एक्सपेरिमेंटली जब ये प्रेशर फाइंड किया गया, तो इस प्रेशर की वैल्यू दी गई, दैट P इज इक्वल टू 1/3 into small m into capital N into VRMS. Okay, RMS velocity, whatever we have studied, VRMS divided by V. ओके, तो ये बच्चे, ये एक्सप्रेशन दिया गया एक्सप्रेशन फॉर प्रेशर। अब इसमें बात करेंगे कि इसमें एक्चुअल में ये सारी चीजें हैं क्या। ठीक है, ये सारी चीजें हैं क्या, तो अभी देख लेते हैं। ये स्मॉल m जो है, ठीक है बच्चे, यहाँ पर एक स्मॉल m है, एक कैपिटल N है, और एक है हमारी V, एक है हमारा P, और एक है हमारा VRMS। ओके, तो यहाँ पर ये सारी टर्म्स, व्हाट डू दे सिग्निफाई? ठीक है, इनका मतलब क्या है या किस चीज के लिए इनको यहाँ पर लिखा गया है? तो देखिए, हर एक टर्म का अपना अलग अलग मीनिंग है, वो हम यहाँ पर लिख लेते हैं। देखिए बच्चों, जो स्मॉल m है, दिस इज मास ऑफ वन मोलिक्यूल ऑफ गैस। गैस के एक मोलिक्यूल का मास है। ठीक है, सपोज इन दिस एग्जांपल, अगर हमने ये गैस का एक पार्टिकल या एक मोलिक्यूल कंसीडर किया, तो इस मोलिक्यूल का मास अगर स्मॉल m है, तो यहाँ पर ये स्मॉल m का मतलब है मास ऑफ वन मोलिक्यूल ऑफ द गैस। व्हाट इज कैपिटल एन इज, ठीक है, तो मान लीजिए बच्चों, ये स्मॉल m मास वाले यहाँ पर बहुत सारे पार्टिकल्स थे। तो हम मान लेते हैं कि यहाँ पर जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स था, दैट वाज कैपिटल एन। सो कैपिटल एन का मतलब क्या हुआ? कैपिटल एन हियर स्टैंड्स फॉर टोटल नंबर ऑफ गैस मोलिक्यूल्स। ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब हुआ टोटल नंबर ऑफ गैस मोलिक्यूल्स, यानी कि ये जो कैपिटल है, इसका मतलब है टोटल नंबर ऑफ गैस मोलिक्यूल्स, यानी कि ये दिखा रहा है कि यहाँ पर कितने गैस के मोलिक्यूल्स हैं। ठीक है, चलिए अब बात करते हैं हम वी की। व्हाट इज वी हेयर? वी इज द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द कंटेनर और वॉल्यूम ऑफ द गैस, आइदर वे यू कैन से। ठीक है, तो दिस इज वॉल्यूम ऑफ गैस। व्हाट इज पी? पी हेयर इज प्रेशर ऑफ गैस। Okay, and VRMS, what is VRMS? VRMS here is the root mean square velocity. Okay, that we have already discussed. This is root mean square velocity. ठीक है बच्चे, तो यहाँ पर ये सारी टर्म्स है. सो दिस इज एन एक्सपेरिमेंटल फॉर्मूला, एक्सपेरिमेंटली डिराइव किया गया, और ये बहुत 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 ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसलिए मैं इसको यहाँ पर जो है स्टार मार्क कर दे रहा हूँ. ओके, आई एम मार्किंग इट एज 5 स्टार. दिस इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो ये आपको याद होना ही चाहिए. दिस यू ऑलवेज कीप इन योर माइंड. दिस फॉर्मूला इज मस्ट फॉर यू ऑल. ठीक है, इट इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. चलिए, अब आपने VRMS पढ़ा हुआ है. ठीक है, what was the value for VRMS? You might have studied in earlier previous lectures. What is your VRMS? ठीक है, VRMS का आपने रिलेशन पढ़ा था, that VRMS is equal to under root 3 kT by small m. Okay, here K was Boltzmann constant and m is the mass of one particle. Okay, so this VRMS stands for the RMS, root mean square velocity of just one particle of the gas. Okay, चलिए, अब हम एक काम करते हैं, ये VRMS की वैल्यू जो है वो VRMS की वैल्यू पुट करते हैं. ठीक है, इस फॉर्मूला में. ठीक है, चलिए, तो अगले पेज पे चलते हैं. तो बताइए, प्रेशर का एक्सप्रेशन क्या था? प्रेशर का एक्सप्रेशन था 1/3 स्मॉल m इंटू कैपिटल N इंटू VRMS होल स्क्वायर divided by volume. Okay, so now we can write here as, since VRMS is equal to under root 3 kT by small m, therefore VRMS, if we will put this value here, so what we will get? We will get P is equal to 1/3 m into N divided by volume into, this is square, so this root will be removed, it will be 3 kT by small m. Okay, so now so now you can see from here that m to m will be cancelled. Okay, m to m will be cancelled, and this 3 to 3 will be cancelled. Okay, so this V, if I'll go this side, if I'll take this V to this side, then it will become PV is equal to NKT. So what is this? What is this? This is your ideal gas equation. So I mean to say that this is a magic. Okay, how this is a magic? Because we have discovered ideal gas equation, ideal gas equation using expression for pressure, expression for pressure. Okay, using expression for pressure, using this we have reached on the conclusion, or we have rediscovered the ideal gas equation. So that means whatever equation we wrote for pressure, that is equal to 1/3 into small m into capital N into VRMS whole square divided by V. This is definitely the, you can say, the very important formula, and this is very very, you can say, important, as well as we can derive ideal gas equation from this formula as we have done over here. Okay, okay, so now what we can do here as, now next thing, if you will look forward, now we will come on to our next article, that is average translational kinetic energy. Okay, now we will discuss about next article. Wait for a sec. Okay, so next we will discuss, next article is average translational kinetic energy. Okay, so now we have to discuss that what is this average translational kinetic energy. Actually you have to understand that what is this average translational kinetic energy. Actually, you might have studied in your previous classes that kinetic energy is simply given by half mv square. Okay, this is translatory kinetic energy. For example, if we are having a particle which is having mass m, okay, if it starts moving with velocity v in a direction, then kinetic energy is given by this formula. So now what about gas? How we can define the kinetic energy for gases? So for kinetic energy of gases, we define the kinetic energy, and there are various types of kinetic energy like translational kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy, and vibrational kinetic energy. But before that, we are talking about a very different entity that is called as your average translational kinetic energy. Now you have to understand what is this average translational kinetic energy. Okay, so average translational kinetic energy, it is defined for whole gas as well as for one molecule of gas. One molecule of gas. Okay, so kinetic average, kinetic energy of translational average kinetic energy or average translational kinetic energy, it is written by half. What is M? Actually, in that container on the previous page which we took, so you might be remembering that there was a container. It was containing how many number of molecules? Number of molecules were capital N. Okay, capital N was number of molecule. Okay, number of molecules. This capital M, and small m is mass of one molecule. Okay, mass of one molecule. So we were having n number of molecules and mass of one molecule is m. So what we can say about total mass of the gas? Total mass of the gas can be defined as that it is equal to mass of one molecule into total number of molecules. So can we say that this Mn stands for mass of whole gas, isn't it? This Mn stands for mass of whole gas. Okay, so now we can write over here as average translational kinetic energy will be equal to half into m. M here will be the mass of whole gas, so it will be m into n. So I will write here as small m into capital N. That means mass of whole gas into square of velocity. Square of velocity here will be VRMS. That means root means square velocity. Okay, this will be the formula. This will be the formula for average translational kinetic energy. Now, if you will look at the formula, so you might be noticing that here what we have done here, we have reached on a conclusion that there at the place of velocity we are using here as mean velocity. Root means square velocity, isn't it? Root mean and square. Root means square velocity. We are using here root mean square velocity. We are not using simply velocity. So as we are using already the mean in the velocity itself, so that a kinetic energy will be also mean energy. And what is mean? Mean is also called as average. That's why it is that is why it is called as average translational kinetic energy. Translational kinetic energy, I'm writing it as TKE. Okay, so now it should be very much clear to you that this kinetic energy or translational kinetic energy can be written as half mn into VRMS square. Okay, and just before a few times we studied the expression for pressure. What was the expression for pressure? Okay, expression for pressure was P is equal to 1/3 into Mn into V RMS square divided by V. So if I'll take V this side and 3 also this side, can I write it as 3 PV is equal to Mn into V RMS whole square. So at this place of Mn into VRMS whole square, at the place of this Mn into VRMS whole square, so can I write 3 PV? Okay, can I replace it by 3 PV? So kinetic energy of translation or average translation kinetic energy will also be written as 3/2 PV. Okay, this can also be written as 3/2 PV. So this is also very, very, very important concept. Okay, this is also very important formula. Okay, now PV according to the ideal gas equation. Let me clear this page. I'm going on to the next page. Okay, so as far we have written two formulas or two forms of average translational kinetic energy. Now the second form was what? And that was average translational kinetic energy was equal to 3 by 2 PV, isn't it? And you have studied according to the ideal gas equation, since PV is equal to NKT and PV is equal to nRT. So this kinetic energy, average translational kinetic energy, can also be written as that kinetic energy translational will be equal to 3 by 2 NKT, or it can also be written as kinetic energy translational is equal to 3 by 2 nRT. Okay, so these also can be the different forms of this average translational kinetic energy, which can be used in different types of problems when the need arise. So you have to keep these things also in your mind. Okay, so also keep these things in your mind. Okay, so now we are moving on to the next topic. Okay, so next is our energy density. Next article is our energy density. Okay, so we are starting with the next topic, and our next topic is energy density. Okay, so what is energy density? Energy density is defined as average translational kinetic energy per unit volume. Okay, so what we will do, if the average translational kinetic energy was how much? Average translation kinetic energy was 3 by 2 PV. So we will divide it by V. That will become our energy density, and that is represented by U, small u. Okay, so we can write here as that U will be equal to 3 by 2 P. Okay, so this is also very important formula. Again, why it is very important? It is very important because in some questions, you might be asked that you would have been given with the pressure, and they will ask you about find the energy density of the gas. For example, let me write a question. If I'll write a question, okay, if I'll write a question, so the question here says that pressure of monatomic gas is 2 into 10 to the power 6 Newton per meter square. Then find energy density of gas. Okay, so you have to find energy density of the gas. So for that purpose, if we are given with the C only, we are given with the pressure of monatomic gas. Okay, so this formula whatever we have described for translation kinetic energy or average translation kinetic energy, that we should not use for energy calculation, that we should use only for monatomic gas. And I'll tell you why this formula was applicable only to monatomic gases, because that is related to degree of freedom, what we are going to study next. Okay, so pressure of monatomic gas is 2 into 10 to the power 6 Newton per meter square. Find energy density of the gas. So here, if you will try to solve this. So if I might not have told you the concept of energy density, then you will be when you will read the question, you might have read the question and you would have been completely lost. Okay, so now as I've told you the concept of energy density, so you might be remembering somewhere that even after studying this lecture or after attending this lecture, you might be remembering somewhere in your mind that energy density is given as U is equal to 3 by 2 P. Okay, this is valid for monoatomic gas. Okay, this is valid for monoatomic gas. Okay, monoatomic gas. So how you will utilize it? That energy density U is equal to 3 by 2 P. So that will be equal to 3 by 2 times of pressure. Pressure is given how much? 2 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, 10 to the power 6. Okay, so this will be your energy density. 2 to 2 will be cancelled. So this will be how much? 3 into 10 to the power 6 joule per meter cubic. Okay, so this will be your answer and you will just directly tick it and you will go ahead. Okay, but if you अगर मैंने आपको ये concept नहीं बताया होता energy density का, then you will just read the question and you will feel completely lost. Okay, so this formula is also very important, so I'm just giving it 2 stars. Okay, so you can memorize it for further use. Okay, so now let us start the degree of freedom, our next article for today's class. So our next article is degree of freedom. Okay, so this is our next article or the last article for today's lecture. Okay, so what are degrees of freedom? Actually there are certain degrees up to which particles can move. Okay, so suppose that there is a particle, suppose let me just make you understand. Okay, so suppose there is a particle. Okay, wait, let me draw the diagram first. Let this be as y-axis. Let this be as x-axis. Okay, and let this be as z-axis. Okay, so these are three axes. These are three axes given over here. This is your y-axis. This is x-axis, and this one is z-axis. Okay. Extension of y, and this will be the extension of x. Sorry, z. Okay. So what you can do here now is, okay, so now just try to understand that if there is a particle of a gas which is having mass m and it is moving with velocity v in any direction, okay, it is moving with velocity v, then this component of the velocity, this can has its three components. This velocity can has its three component in a 3D view. In a 3D view, this velocity can has its three component. One will be along x-axis, one will be along y-axis, and one will be along z-axis. Okay, so it can have three component. It can have three component. One will be vx component, one will be vy component, okay, and one will be vz component. One will be vz component. Okay, so the velocity of this particle, velocity of this gas molecule, velocity of this gas molecule has freedom to move, has freedom to move such that its velocity have three components. Its velocity have three components in 3D space. Okay, its component it has three components in 3D space, and that components are, that velocity v is broken into three components, that is vx, okay, plus vy plus vz. Okay, so this velocity will have three components along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis. So if we write the kinetic energy, okay, this particle is doing what? This particle is doing which motion? Translatory motion. Okay, so this is doing translatory motion, that is moving along a line. So this is what your translatory motion. This is what your translatory motion. This particle is doing translatory motion. So the kinetic energy for these particles can be written over here as, kinetic energy can be written over here as that kinetic energy will be equal to, kinetic energy is what? Half mv square. Okay, so you can write that kinetic energy will be equal to kinetic energy along x plus kinetic energy along y plus kinetic energy along z. So what you can write here as that will be half mvx square plus half mvy square plus half mvz square. Okay, so these will be its three velocities. These will be its three velocities. Okay, so that means the particle who is doing a translatory motion, that has three components, or you can say that has three components of its kinetic energy, or the kinetic energy is found to be along three different axes in 3D space. That is one component along x-axis, one component along y-axis, one component along z-axis. So that means that particle has freedom to move along three axes in 3D space, and these this freedom is called as its degree of freedom. Okay, this freedom is called as your degree of freedom. So we can say that this particular particle, this gas molecule has 3 degrees of freedom. Okay, so we can say that this particle is having 3 degrees of freedom. Okay, and as particle is doing translatory motion over here. Okay, over here particle is doing which motion? The particle is doing translatory motion. So we can say that these degrees of freedom are called as translatory degrees of freedom. So whatever we have discussed till now in degrees of freedom, so this is the first section of degree of freedom of first type, that is translational degrees of freedom. Translational degrees of freedom, DOF. Okay, translational degree of freedom, DOF, and they can also be represented as represented as FT. Okay, so these are translational degrees of freedom, and the values of translational degree of freedom is always 3 for any gas molecule. Okay, because with whatever velocity this particle will move, this velocity will always have 3 components along the 3D space. Okay, along the 3D space. So that means the translational degree of freedom will be always be 3 for any gas, or any gas. The translational degrees of freedom will be 3. Either the gas is monatomic or diatomic, or polyatomic linear or polyatomic non-linear, whatever the gas may be, the translational degrees of freedom, if that particular gas molecule is moving along a straight line, then the velocity will have 3 components, x, y, and z. So these degrees of freedom will be 3 always. Okay, so that's it for today's class. In next class we will discuss 2 more degrees of freedom, that is rotational degrees of freedom and vibrational degrees of freedom. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks for watching till the end. Please do like, subscribe, and share. Okay, and let me tell you one more thing, that if you are new on our channel, then definitely you can subscribe, you can join our Telegram channel also, where we are providing the ready-made notes for all the lectures being taught here on the YouTube. Okay, and you can directly ask doubt from us. So that too is free of cost. Everything is free of cost. Okay, so we just want to reach out to maximum people around the globe who can't afford the high fees of coachings and all. So for them we are doing a little effort to teach them. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks a lot.